2, 1.
Welcome to Antimatters. Hello everyone. Up today, McCloud and Company. A day in the life of Manica Mccloud. Well, her family anyway. Their natural setup is going from strength to strength. Hopefully, the ants are as well. One thing that is certainly booming is the spiders' population. If you remember last episode, little flies were running amok. They were everywhere and they were getting quite annoying. But that isn't a problem anymore. Great work, spiders. So, first thing in the morning, the tank is usually pretty chilled. All the Manica are underground having a lie-in. They love their lie-ins. This creates the perfect opportunity for me to spray the tank down and do any cleaning that I need. That way I don't have to worry about the ants stinging me, which still terrifies me and doesn't keep me up at night, but it would, if I thought about it more. First out of bed is always the spiders in this tank. When the sun comes out, so do they, to repair and maintain their little webs. They're often joined by a variety of little mites as well. They all serve a purpose in this tank, so they're absolutely fine, and I'm not going to do anything to get rid of them because they help keep everything clean. After being introduced to tackle the fly problem, the spiders, they really have been booming. As their numbers go up, the pest flies population has crashed. They're all but eradicated now. It's been an all-you-can-eat buffet for the spiders though. The only issue is there's hundreds of spiders now. With no natural predators, they're literally everywhere. I'm hoping they sort themselves out soon. They don't bother the ants luckily, and there's plenty of plants for them to web up into if they need any more space, so maybe I could fit a few more. As the sun rises in the tank, more and more creepy crawlies come out. One thing that is guaranteed to not come out at the moment though is the acorn ants. I see them occasionally, but I think they're properly hibernating now, and unless you've got an amazing reason for them to get out of bed, they are not coming out. While filming this, I managed to spot a baby centipede. I didn't think the centipedes would survive in the tank with the Manica, but they're having babies, so it can't be going too wrong. After a few hours of sun, the Manica eventually come out. A few scouts begin patrolling and they check everything out. They're looking for little scraps of food, I guess. Not really much else they could look for. Well, maybe intruders, but yeah. I'm pretty sure they're camera shy as well first thing in the morning. Girls hate having their picture taken when they've just got up. It's universal. By 11 AM, the hustle and bustle has normally begun. Here's a bunch of the baby spiders. They've only just hatched. I like how the mother stays close by. I don't think she's actually feeding them or anything, but maybe she offers them some security. The isopods also start grazing as well. They take their janitor job really seriously. Any mould outbreaks are rapidly eaten away before they can even become a problem. I appreciate their work quite a lot. Like the centipede, they're also producing young now as well. Hopefully, they're here to stay. There's plenty of moss for them to eat. Loads of other bugs also roam around, but I've got no idea what they are. As long as they're not causing any trouble though, they're welcome. On the whole, all of the non-ant residents seem to be thriving and there is no conflicts at all. The Manica only want dead bugs, I guess. That, or they're not willing to challenge a spider mother. I wouldn't want to be honest. Even with a stinger, she's got a set of fangs. The spider webs as well are still doing a good job at catching all the dead bodies, because the Manica love to have sky burials. At around lunchtime it seems, the ant bellies start rumbling. Fresh Manica workers become more numerous as they search for lunch. I think it's time to feed them anyway. On the menu today, roach. To begin with, recruitment is slow. But after half an hour, word is out. It's lunchtime. A good 50 or so pour out to get a feel. This is my favourite time to watch them, and I can easily spend half an hour with my face pressed up against the glass. Poor little ants. Can you blame me though? Look at them. They're beautiful. You pull out the macro lens too, and could easily spend 2 hours at least looking at them. They're just stunners. Half of the girls drink up the bug's innards, while the others work out how to either break the carcass down or drag it back to the nest as is. If this roach wasn't so big, they'd 100% try to drag it down into the nest. It's funny when they do too. One day a bug carcass goes down all full of whatever bugs are full of, and a few days later an empty exoskeleton comes out completely hollow. Their appetite for protein though is something else. Even when they can't move the bugs, some workers will begin widening the tunnels below the food bowl too, just in case. That's why the food bowl is full of mud. They've properly built fat tunnels leading just to the bowl for the food. They don't use these tunnels normally, and they'll only start using them if there's actually food to drag down. The rest of the time the colony will come out of alternative exits and entrances. I love the Mcclouds feeding though. Just look at them. Oh. They'll chow down for a good few hours on this roach before it's mostly hollowed out. Eventually it's later and the sun begins to dip. The girls decide it's time to head back to the safety of the nest. The day's work outside of the nest is complete. They've gathered up plenty of food for the night to come. Underground, I like to imagine they're probably cooking their dinner. It must be a full-time job feeding all the babies. That's for another video though. The spiderlings, also shattered from a day of playing in the web, cuddle up and welcome the Sandman. No night everyone. The end. Not. At midnight a human burgles some of their plants for another tank. I hope they don't mind. Ants love sharing, so I doubt they'll care too much. Lovely little life forms. This bit of plant is going into a new natural setup that I've created. If anybody wants to guess who lives in it, go for it. Anyway, that is actually the end now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. May your ants live long and prosper, and bye.